What's up, guys? Welcome back to another one of my Minecraft YouTube videos. And in this video, I'm obviously going to be doing random crap. So yeah. So I have this little video to upload, so yeah. So I have multiple videos to upload. I'm obviously going to be uploading my first, little video, top priority right now. And then I'll get on to the other two that I'm going to upload, so yeah. I'm going to publish that as a new video.
See the brand new Tucson out there?
Yeah.
I only paid.
You're drinking a car.
Yeah, you too. It's a Hyundai Getaway salesman.
Get 0% APR or $32.50 bonus cash on a Tucson or lease for only $189 a month. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Let's set the record straight about Dev. When you think about Dev, you think of what? Second best?
I'm Jake O'Neill, creator of Animagraphs, and this is how a manual transmission and clutch works. Manual transmissions are rare in new consumer cars, but millions of units still exist in older cars, commercial, and racing applications. For this video, we've chosen a front-wheel drive arrangement. Our transmission model is a constant mesh type design where gear sets are always in
Now you guys keep telling me Swiss. It's so easy to fly around to little Airbuses and make sure to butterland them, but how about you do some real flying? And that's what we're here to do today. Welcome aboard this beautiful F-18 that we can't really hear right now because we're already going supersonic. We're finally back in War Thunder. And I mean, look at this beautiful cockpit indeed. All I'm trying to make sure is that this airplane doesn't get destroyed over the next 5 minutes, because we're facing right into battle against the Reds. We're joined along with our friends, the Blue Team, all in live multiplayer, of course, so we gotta make sure to dodge bullets coming up ahead, or rather missiles in a dogfight like this, but also shoot our own missile. Look at what's going on here in the mirror. We can choose between the Sparrow and the Sidewinder. I'm going to use the Sparrow for now because that is radar guided, so we have a bit of a better range. Let's go ahead and use our radar indeed, the TWS mode, where we can see enemies coming up, and we can track them, and we can shoot them down, ladies.
Have yet to roll back decades of U.S. climate policy.
President Trump is axing the Obama-era finding that ruled greenhouse gases are dangerous to public health. Our Ross Ketchke is live in Washington to explain. Ross?
Well, this finding has been in the books since the early days of the Obama administration, and it served as the legal foundation for U.S. emission standards for nearly 2 decades now. President Trump says getting rid of it will help the U.S. economy and American consumers, but environmental scientists are warning it could have a devastating impact on the fight against climate change.
This is a big one.
President Donald Trump unraveling nearly 2 decades of U.S. climate policy, announcing sweeping changes for the Environmental Protection Agency.
Effective immediately, we're repealing the ridiculous endangerment finding.
That endangerment finding dates back to 2009 and was held up by the U.S. Supreme Court, finding pollutants like carbon dioxide were damaging to public health and giving the EPA the legal foundation to enforce emission standards. With it gone, the president says the EPA is eliminating greenhouse gas standards for all vehicles dating back to 2012.
This action will save American consumers trillions of dollars.
The move is a critical blow for scientists and advocates who've been sounding the alarm on the impacts of global climate change for decades. The World Meteorological Organization says the last 11 years have been the 11th warmest on record, and warns rising temperatures are contributing to a growing number of environmental disasters, from severe storms to wildfires. But President Trump has long rejected concerns of climate change. Just last year at the United Nations, the commander-in-chief bashing European efforts to pursue more renewable energy projects.
It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world.
It is a corrupt giveaway to big oil, plain and simple.
Meanwhile, Democrats are slamming the move and accusing the president of selling out to big polluters.
Big oil has worked tirelessly for decades to undermine rules that protect against emissions. And now that they have their guy in the White House, they're taking their biggest swing yet.
And by getting rid of the endangerment ruling, the Trump administration will also now have a clear path to roll back more emission standards on large-scale polluters like power plants, as well as large-scale factories. Tonight, multiple environmental groups are saying they are preparing all options to respond, including potentially taking the Trump administration to court. Live in Washington, Ross Ketchke, Local 10 News.
All new at 5 tonight, a federal judge has sided with Arizona Senator and veteran Mark Kelly as Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth attempts to punish the retired naval officer. This comes after Kelly and 5 other Democrats made a video reminding service members not to follow illegal orders. Hegseth then attempted to demote Kelly, take away his pay, and just this week, prosecutors attempted and failed to bring charges against those Democrats. In his ruling, the Republican-appointed judge says Hegseth trampled on Kelly's First Amendment freedoms and threatened the constitutional liberties of millions of military retirees. Hegseth says he will appeal this ruling.
I'm standing in front of a public school with a just turned into refuge for children and their family who went to flee their home without nothing.
A big shakeup today in U.S. climate policy. The Trump administration just erased the government's main scientific foundation for fighting climate change, repealing an EPA rule that classified carbon dioxide and 5 other greenhouse gases as a threat to public health. That rule has been at the heart of climate regulations, setting emission standards for cars and light trucks, power plants, gas and oil facilities, and other major polluters. Experts say undoing it could unravel years of environmental protections and lead to a barrage of court challenges. It marks the most sweeping effort yet to dismantle climate policy, and legal experts warn it could cause more chaos than any of the Trump administration's previous rollbacks. Joining us now to discuss what this means is NBC News medical analyst, pulmonologist, Dr. Vin Gupta. Thanks for joining us, Doctor.
Good evening, Joyce. Thanks for having me.
So when you heard this morning the EPA reversed this ruling, what was your first reaction?
Well, Joyce, you and I have been having these conversations for 12 months now on norm-breaking policies when it comes to public health, but I think this is perhaps the one that just doesn't make any sense, even when you add in that everything in healthcare has been politicized. Clean air is the very definition of something that is not political. Our vaccine policy has become political, healthcare policy has become political, but nobody wants to make an issue or want to make an issue of clean air because it's the air we breathe. And this is impacting the health of developing lungs, it's impacting the health of those that are at risk. Quite literally, it's politically blind. This is not an issue that should have to change every 4 to 8 years, but it is. And so I was surprised. I think about the patients I care for, Joyce, and many of them have very different views when it comes to public policy. All of them want clean water, all of them want clean air, all of them pride themselves on being in the outdoors. And so I suspect that this public sentiment for what's happening and public understanding of what's happening, that's why we're having this conversation, but public sentiment is firmly against this. Nobody wants this.
Let's talk about public understanding, though, about what this means. From a health standpoint, how could this affect the air that we breathe, especially here in the Northwest?
Well, Joyce, over the last 50 years, the greatest public health initiative we've ever seen, you could argue, is the Clean Air Act. Our air quality in big cities and even in suburban counties is about 80 to 90% cleaner than it was in the 1960s and 70s, Joyce. That's clean air regulations as it applies to smokestacks, as it applies to tailpipe emissions, as it applies to so many other parts of society. It's cleaned our air. We no longer have acid rain, we no longer have just smog-filled cities. Yeah, there's some exceptions. Yes, of course, wildfire smoke is a reality in certain parts of the country, but largely we live in a very clean environment. What does that mean? Less asthma exacerbations, less ending up with a heart failure exacerbation, made worse by breathing in poor quality air, cleaner water in our environment, which is good for animals, which is good for human health. all of that goes away. When there's not federal law that is accountable to these rules, and that's really what's happening here. From public understanding standpoint, let's be clear, they repealed the endangerment finding today. That is, what does that even mean? When you really dive deep, that basically says the EPA and the government is no longer responsible or accountable to making sure that we have measures in place to protect ourselves from greenhouse gas emissions. They're basically saying greenhouse gas emissions and the impacts it's having on our environment, warming environment, dirtier air, that those have no impacts on human health. That is what they're saying.
Something that you said off the top of this interview stuck with me. You said, it just doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense from a health point of view, why do you think the administration is doing this?
Well, the EPA has become the corporate profit protection agency, no longer the environmental protection agency. So one, that's what's driving this. The industry behind fossil fuel burning, behind gas-powered cars, they have long wanted this, and they're getting what they want, number one. Number two, I would say this is peak irony. For those that are tired of hearing about MAHA, because it's a marketing slogan, nothing when you really think about it, related to substance. There's no substantive policy when it comes to MAHA. It's a great marketing slogan, nothing else. This is peak irony. We have an environmental lawyer as HHS secretary pushing forward, making America healthy again, right at the same time that his own EPA, his peers at the EPA, are saying we're going to make the environment as dirty as possible. You couldn't get a side-by-side that is as contradictory as that.
Mm-hmm. And finally, as we were looking at pictures of wildfires and we think of air quality of people who have health issues like asthma, etc., moving forward, the impact on public health, if these legal proceedings don't reverse this yet again, what's your biggest concern?
Well, hospitals are struggling. We have less bandwidth in the system, Joyce, to care for people in the ER and general medicine wards in the ICU. And we're basically saying we're going to increase the number of risk factors for people that end up in those very places because the air is going to be dirtier. Wildfire smoke will be much more common. As we roll back a lot of these protections, it's going to get warmer out there. It's going to get dirtier out there. Water will be dirtier as well. That means more people are going to be at risk.
Dr. Van Gupta, we're out of time. We so appreciate your insight. Thank you so much.
No matter what you drive, there's only one guarantee. It's gonna break down.
I had a sensor light up on my dashboard.
There was a popping noise. The last thing I remember is just the engine cut out.
Your next breakdown could be anytime, anywhere, whether you've got the money to fix it or not.
It was the thermostat, $2,600.
Seat sensor, $1,400.
But if you've got endurance, you could never pay out of pocket for a car repair again, no matter how much it cost them to cover it.
In my first year with Endurance, they covered a $14,000 engine replacement.
It was like almost a $6,000 job. If I didn't have Endurance, I would have had to pay for that or just trash the whole car and start again.
If your car's out of warranty, a transmission can easily cost you $4,000.
And an engine? Over $7,000, if you're lucky.
With Endurance, those parts are covered.
Bad camera unit, $800 to repair a bad wheel bearing, over $1,000. A new steering rack, close to $3,000. Endurance covered it fully.
Plus, you pick the mechanic you trust to do the work.
It's a totally seamless process going to any certified mechanic. They submit the claim directly to Endurance. They get paid, and I'm out the door.
You trust us to do the work, and we trust Endurance to pay us direct.
And the best part? Your rate stays locked in no matter how many claims you file.
If your car is under 20 years old, Endurance has you covered with unlimited miles. Plus, your plan includes 24/7 roadside assistance anywhere in the country.
So, who's gonna pay for your next breakdown? You?
Or Endurance.
Right now, you can get $300 off any plan. Plus, a year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free. All backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. But you have to act now. Visit EnduranceWarranty.com or call 1-866-267-9980 for a free quote. That's 1-866-267-9980.
The White House sent a new proposal to Democrats to fund the Department of Homeland Security and avoid a partial government shutdown set to take effect on Saturday. Natalie Brand brings us the latest from the White House.
We've seen a big change here in the last couple of weeks.
The president's border czar Tom Homan announced this morning the federal immigration enforcement operation in Minnesota is winding down.
I have proposed, and President Trump has concurred, that this surge operation conclude.
Homan says a small federal footprint will remain following the weeks-long operation that set off a national debate over the Trump administration's immigration enforcement tactics.
It comes at a cost of the lives of 2 U.S. citizens, Renee Good and Alex Preddy.
Democrats blocked a procedural vote this afternoon,
The motion is not agreed to.
accusing Republicans of not getting serious about negotiating change.
We demand common sense solutions, practical solutions, solutions that every police department in America abides by, to rein in ICE, stop the violence.
The White House and Senate Democrats have traded proposals this week, while GOP lawmakers have pushed back against some of the key Democratic proposals, including restricting agents from wearing masks and tightening rules around warrants.
They want our law enforcement to be totally vulnerable and put them in a lot of danger. They have some things that are really very hard to approve.
If DHS funding lapses, a partial shutdown would impact agencies including the TSA, Coast Guard, and FEMA. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
AI is powerful, but using it still feels like flying a plane without controls. You ask a question and it responds in full measure and confidence. If something feels off, don't adjust the level, you have to start over. As AI becomes more advanced, it shouldn't become harder to see. That's why we built Morphmod. What if AI didn't respond as one single voice, but as a structure? Where each specialist is responsible for a specific part of the work. When work is divided clearly, you know who you're going. You inspect each step. Question the right part. Easily fix one piece without restarting from here. Describe the work in the main way. Morphmod assembles the right specialists and turns your request to improve your structure before any work is done. This way, no time is wasted. Every step of the clear up, you always know who's responsible for what. If something needs attention, go directly to the specialist in charge before the surgeons. Once your specialists finish, open any result and review it like a draft in your hands. Examine the evidence, annotate what needs work, and send it back in notes. Watch it and need to adjust something further? Just add the specialist responsible like you would in Slack. Ask for a change. Only that step updates. When you return, your team remembers your standards, preferences you set, and corrections you made, they carry forward. Every project begins smarter than the last one.
It was going perfectly according to plan.
They're getting here early.
It was her, out of time. It was the rush. It was the fuss. It was them, telling her she did way too much.
It was nothing.
We are officially terminating the so-called endangerment finding.
President Donald Trump announced on Thursday the repeal of a scientific finding that greenhouse gas emissions endanger human health, marking his most sweeping effort to reverse U.S. action on climate change. Trump also ended federal greenhouse gas emission standards for all vehicles and engines.
We canceled the EPA's absurd, just totally absurd, tailpipe emission standards, which was a disaster for automobile manufacturing, and revoked Biden's emissions waiver that would have allowed California to regulate automobiles for the entire nation.
The move comes after a year of implementing a string of regulatory cuts and other actions in favor of fossil fuel development, hampering the rollout of clean energy. Trump announced the repeal beside EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin and White House Budget Director Russ Vought, a key architect of conservative policy blueprint Project 2025. Trump has said he believes climate change is a, quote, con job, withdrawing the U.S. from the Paris Agreement and killing Biden-era tax credits aimed at accelerating the deployment of electric vehicles and renewable energy.
Mr. Trump is now substituting his expert scientific judgment for that of the world's leading and the country's leading scientists. And he's wrong.
Dan Becker is the director of Safe Climate Transport Campaign at the Center for Biological Diversity.
When the clean car rules are revoked, that will allow automakers to make more gas-guzzling vehicles that guzzle and pollute. So the reality here is that what the president is doing is bad for the climate. It's bad for consumers. It's bad for our health. it's great for the oil industry, which wants to sell you more gas.
The endangerment finding, which the EPA issued in 2009 under then-President Barack Obama, served as the legal basis for federal climate regulations. It led the EPA to take action under the Clean Air Act of 1963 to curb emissions of carbon dioxide, methane, and 4 other heat-trapping air pollutants from vehicles, power plants, and other industries. Its repeal would remove the regulatory requirements to measure, report, certify, and comply with federal greenhouse gas emission standards for cars. It may not initially apply to stationary sources such as power plants. Reuters correspondent Valerie Volkovici said a legal battle is expected to play out.
They might want to have the Supreme Court saying, no, you can't use the Clean Air Act to regulate the auto sector, emissions from the auto sector. But for some other industries, this is going to become perhaps a headache for them. It's going to lead to a lot of regulatory uncertainty, obviously legal uncertainty, and for companies like utilities that kind of plan things 5 years in advance, this might cause a lot of confusion as to how they proceed.
Former President Obama blasted Thursday's announcement on X, saying that without the endangerment finding, quote, we'll be less safe, less healthy, and less able to fight climate change. Also, the fossil fuel industry can make even more money.
Headline, the Department of Homeland Security now set to lose its funding. With a partial government shutdown now looming, Democrats demanding changes to President Trump's immigration crackdown. And tonight, the president's border czar, Tom Homan, revealing the ICE surge in Minnesota is ending now. 2 U.S. citizens were shot and killed, a mother of 3, Renee Good, and then ICU nurse Alex Preddy. Homan today saying, we had great success with this operation. Here's Matt Rivers.
Tonight, border czar Tom Homan says the massive immigration operation that's been going on for months in Minnesota, Operation Metro Surge, is coming to an end.
We've had great success with this operation, and we're leaving Minnesota safer.
It began in December and grew to more than 3,000 federal agents. At first led by Commander-at-Large Greg Bavino, they swarmed Minneapolis, pulling people from vehicles, breaking down doors with battering rams, and clashing with protesters. Federal officials say they arrested more than 4,000 people, including some violent criminals. They also killed Renee Good, a mother of 3, after Agent Jonathan Ross opened fire on her in her vehicle. And Alex Preddy, an ICU nurse who was shot at close range multiple times. Homan replacing Bavino after he was reassigned amid public outcry.
There were some issues here, and we addressed those issues. But I'm not going to sit here and say anybody did anything wrong.
Local officials, including Governor Tim Walz, welcoming the news, but not without skepticism.
While the federal government may move on to whatever next thing they want to do, the state of Minnesota and our administration is unwaveringly focused on the recovery of what they did.
The news comes as lawmakers leave Washington without a deal to fund the agency that funds ICE, the Department of Homeland Security, all but ensuring a partial government shutdown. Democrats, who have been pushing for changes, including the way agents identify themselves and use warrants, seizing on government funding as a way to pressure the White House over its nationwide immigration crackdown.
All right, let's bring in Matt Rivers with us live tonight. Matt, of course, on the news there, this surge ending in Minnesota. And while we have you tonight, another story you've been reporting on, you traveled to El Salvador for us, to that notorious prison, CCON. In El Salvador, there's news on that front tonight as well?
Yeah, that's right, David. We actually went inside that notorious prison last year and saw firsthand just how horrific the conditions were inside. The Venezuelans that were deported here from the U.S. were eventually released from that prison. But tonight, a federal judge saying their due process rights were violated, ordering the government to bring back anyone who wants to come back to the U.S. to face the appropriate legal process. But David, anyone who makes that choice to come back here to the U.S. could still be deported after going through the proper legal process.
All right, Matt Rivers on both of these stories tonight. Matt, thank you.
I'm concerned about my future and what I need to accomplish. So everything comes down to preparation.
One of the best things ever is pension and retirement.
It's good to know your future's protected and have the freedom to pay it forward.
When you're ready for whatever comes next, you're free to fully focus on right now.
AI projects fail more often than they succeed. Technology isn't broken, the approach is. At IDI Consulting, we make AI work in the real world. With disciplined delivery, strong data governance, and clear accountability, we ensure AI drives business value. From generative AI to process optimization, leverage IDI AI for measurable ROI. Built on your business model and designed to scale. Move your organization forward. IDI Consulting, enterprise AI that delivers.
Everyone is still reeling from Attorney General Pam Bondi's strange performance in front of the House Judiciary Committee yesterday. There's one part you may have missed in her opening statement, when she made it clear that the naive politicians of the committee had no idea what's really going on out there in America.
We are striking crucial blows against terrorist organizations such as MS-13, TDA, the Sinaloa Cartel, and Antifa. And as we sit here, I think you've seen the news this morning. The news is reporting that cartel drones are being shot down by our military. That's what we all should care about right now. Protecting America.
Wait, wow, is the American homeland under attack from cartel drones? Now, it is true that the news was reporting that some stuff was going down in El Paso, Texas. Because late Tuesday, if you saw this, the Federal Aviation Administration suddenly, out of the blue, no warning, announced it was halting all air traffic in and out of El Paso for 10 days for national security. Nothing like that had been done since 9/11. It came as a very sudden shock to state and local officials, and even one pilot on the tarmac in El Paso. So the airport's totally closed?
Apparently, we just got informed about 30 minutes to an hour ago.
So for 10 days, you guys are not open.
Well, I mean, we'll be here, but no air traffic.
Okay, thanks for that heads up. That is a useful heads up. Some medevac flights suddenly had to be redirected. Other emergency flights were canceled altogether. Why? Well, we were told by Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy just before Bondi's opening statement that the airspace would be reopened, explaining, quote, the FAA and Department of Defense acted swiftly to address a cartel drone incursion. The threat has been neutralized. Then the Pentagon's Chief Technology Office posted an image of a laser shooting down drones with a bald eagle and the caption, defend the homeland. Mexican cartel drones shot down by U.S. lasers. Trump officials repeated versions of the story to multiple media outlets, including us and MS Now. Fox News headline, of course, was border on the brink, as cartel drones forced U.S. to act after years of paralysis. But it turns out that story was not exactly true. The true story is even more ridiculous. You see, multiple sources tell the New York Times that the unprecedented air closure came after immigration officials earlier this week used an anti-drone laser shared by the Pentagon without coordination with the FAA, which is to say, the Department of Defense lent one of its experimental laser weapons out to Customs and Border Protection officials. And these laser-armed immigration agents fired it off in an area where there is commercial airline traffic. And what were they laser blasting, you ask? A Mexican cartel drone invasion? No. Again, according to the Times, CBP officials thought they were firing on a cartel drone, the people said, but it turned out to be a party balloon. Source later told a reporter for CNN that, in fact, the target turned out to be 4 party balloons. No drones, just a bunch of border agents with a borrowed experimental space laser shooting down a big Mylar SpongeBob or something, thinking we're under attack by the Mexican cartels. These are the folks we've got protecting America.
And as we sit here, I think you've seen the news this morning. The news is reporting that cartel drones are being shot down by our military. That's what we all should care about right now. Protecting America.
Booking.com has stays for absolutely anyone. For instance, imagine you're a vampire thirsting for a lively hotel. You'll find a Vegas resort near some great nightlife. Perfect. You may be undead, but you're the life of the party. And if the forecast calls for sun, at least there's free cancellation on most stays, so you can wait for the perfect weather. Gorgeous. If a vampire can find their perfect stay, anyone can. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
Philosophy video now, the dystopian philosophy you never heard of. Lock it.
Would you believe me if I told you that there's a dystopian political ideology that treats the apocalypse as a gift? This philosophy exists.
The apocalypse is a gift.
Both on the right and left, and is based off a sci-fi novel. And currently, we are seeing the real-world effects of technocrats and extremists who adopt these principles. Accelerationism is stepping on the gas of a technocratic, capitalistic society. Technocratic meaning a society driven by technology, dominated by powerful oligarchs. It's no secret our modern society adopts some of these principles. An example of this is global warming is happening. Let's make it happen faster. Acceleration.
Make it happen faster? Like, in willingly being like, I'm gonna, emit as many carbon emissions as possible? Or just saying that you advocate towards, like, just getting the best results without caring about the downsides? I feel like that's what it would be. Like, let's advance as fast as possible and not care about any of the downsides because we're getting benefits in the present sense.
Believe in taking on any consequence as a result of pushing through to the next phase. This is through production, industrialization, and constantly advancing no matter the cost. In other words, fully unleashing capitalism to create a utopia. The earliest ideas of accelerationism in philosophy and politics were due to French Marxists in the 1970s.
But how do you input that in today's terms? Like, how do you accelerate global warming more than what we are now? Just remove all restrictions and allow, like, companies to just emit as many pollutants as they want? What would that even do? That would just boost profits for the company. It's not going to actually advance futuristic technologies in any way whatsoever. Like, if you went to companies and you were like, hey, actually you're allowed to just, like, dump your shit into the ocean, they'd be like, awesome. They're just going to make more money. It's not going to make them make better products. It's just going to make life worse. I don't understand. It would help like 5 people.
1972, philosopher Deleuze and psychoanalyst Guattari published Anti-Oedipus and explored the idea of capitalism and how it has the ability to liberate and oppress, but wanted to go still further. In 1974, Lyotard, in his book The Libidinal Economy, states that capitalism was also enjoyed by those whose lives have been accelerated. To him, the system of capital is, when all said and done, natural. From 1987.
Well, I think that's, they're saying capitalism is enjoyed when it's accelerated. Is that in the sense of, like, people that are at the top? Because capitalism in general, like, I'm not saying that I'm against capitalism in a free market in general to have people, be able to have competition. But extreme capitalism is only beneficial to people that are at the top. Like, if you are in a capitalistic society where you have a wide variety of competition and just free market, like free range of what to do with minimal restrictions, but still, not allowing one company to have a monopoly. Even then, people at the top are the ones that are going to be saying this is the best system ever made, but the majority of people are going to be suffering. I don't understand how somebody could agree with that unless they're on the right side of that wheel.
To 1998, a Warwick professor named Nick Land created accelerationism based on a sci-fi novel called...
Do you think America is an extreme capitalistic country? I don't know. Do you guys think America is extremely capitalist? We're a capitalistic country, but to the extremes. Like, if you're getting to the point where, like, I don't know, there's situations where we don't step in, like the government. I think there's situations where the government does extremely capitalistic things, where they don't stop monopolies and shit, and they allow too much
for big companies to do to get away with, because another issue is what Trump wants to do to help relieve debt to a degree is remove, I don't know if it's actually going to go through, but I've heard this in some of his speeches, is similar to other countries where they have a surplus and they move that surplus into investments to keep that for their own country's goods. Like European countries do this a lot, where because they have such low military spending and other spending in general, and they have high taxation rates, they actually have a surplus in certain amounts where they're able to invest that into, you know, foreign stock exchanges, to where they have like a portfolio where if they ever need to lean back on that money for their own country, they're able to, kind of like a gold safety net. But Trump wants to do that and also get involved with certain American companies where, like, you can see the upsides and downsides of this. The U.S. is getting a stake trade in, like, Intel or something. We're getting, like, a 5%. Like, the U.S. is buying part of, like, a tech company for AI to help regulate and control it and make it more competitive with China's version, and also, or China in general with their AI, and also to help us make our own, like, CPU chips and shit, which is mainly made entirely by Taiwan, effectively. Which has its upsides, but also its downsides in the sense that, like, anything that, if the U.S. government is involved in companies, that gives them a bias to help those companies, rather than it being, like, that's not even really extreme capitalism. That's leaning towards, like, not oligarchies, but like full-on fucking government control, where you're having these companies that are basically fully biased by the government. Where, you know, if there's ever a situation where they get a deal and they're able to give a break or some sort of money or subsidiary or whatever it is to a company, they're gonna give it to the one that they work with and they have a stake in. Because why would you not? Because that's the way that you're obviously gonna boost your own economy, but also people, but that might not be what's best for the nation.
Lord of Light.
Fascism, but I don't know. I don't know how to describe it in the sense of, like, I don't think the U.S. is a fascist state. I don't think the U.S. is extremely capitalistic. Yeah, but there is instances where the U.S. does things that are leaning towards that, but also things that are the exact opposite. There are monopoly crackdowns, and there are full sections of our government that are meant for the purpose of not allowing companies to have too much freedom and control of their own people, to where they're acting as their own, you know, country minimally. Like if you're a fucking $1 trillion company.
Nick Land was and still is an absolute mad lad. Nick Land was known for giving fantastical lectures, spewing out buzzwords, climbing over chairs, laying on the ground making guttural noises from his throat, anything to get laying on the ground making guttural noises from his throat, anything to get a strange reaction from his students. In 1995, he founded what is called the CCRU, or the Cybernetic Culture Research Unit. This can be described as an experimental cultural theorist collective, or a really weird academic think tank. Nick Land created the CCRU with Sadie Plant, a fellow professor at Warwick. Mark Fisher, student of Sadie Plant, was also a founding member. The CCRU covered topics ranging from futurism, technoscience, philosophy, mysticism, numerology, complexity theory, and science fiction. This would
so fucking everything
begin his descent into madness. He became a satanic cultist, fled to China, and coined the term the Dark Enlightenment. Mark Fisher would ultimately distance himself from Nick Land and would become a left accelerationist, focusing less on capitalism because he thought of it as more of a hamster wheel of production than any actual progress. To him, capitalism was a disappointment to accelerationism. Central to accelerationism is the idea of hyperstition. According to an interview between Delphi Karstens and Nick Land, hyperstition is best described as a positive feedback circuit including culture as a component. It can be defined as the experimental technoscience of self-fulfilling prophecies. Superstitions are merely false beliefs, but hyperstitions, by their very existence as ideas, function casually to bring about their own reality. Capitalist economics is extremely sensitive to hyperstition, where confidence acts as an effective tonic, and inversely. The fictional idea of cyberspace contributed to the influx of investment that rapidly converted it into a techno-social reality. No, I hear ya. I'm just as confused as you.
Lost me about fucking 3 words in.
There are 4 elements of hyperstition. Number 1, it is an element of effective culture that makes itself real. Think of the stock market. It can either
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos, and this is a Minecraft. Okay, a Minecraft YouTube video. I think I'm on Minecraft Part 5. I'm close. I think I'm on Minecraft Part 5. So, yeah. Sometimes, for some reason, Minecraft changes my skin too. So if I have a different skin than Steve, well, I don't know why they change it, but sometimes they change it for some reason. Still Minecraft Steve. Anyway, I'm mainly playing this one Minecraft mode that I have on survival. And if you want to know something, last episode I found a cave. It took me like 20 minutes, but I still found a cave. So this video, I'm really going to be going down there and exploring that cave. And I came up with the idea of building a little base at the entrance of the cave. So if I find a lot of stuff, I could just use that as like if I find iron, I could have a crafting table, a chest, and a furnace. So then I can use sticks that I got from the how did I forget that? From the chest, and make a like iron pickaxe or diamond pickaxe. So yes, I would need. Oh, and also last video I got a lot of wood. I chopped down a lot of trees. So like, there you go. There you go, I got some supplies for that, though. And I'm going to keep one stack of spruce planks for that, though. I need a furnace, so obviously get cobblestone to make one. So got that. Put that in here. So yeah. And or I got that raw copper. So whenever I come up, I'll smelt that raw copper. So yeah. So it's this door that leads down to the cave that I spent a ton of time going down to. So yeah. Yeah, I started this out like, I think part 2 where I started this mine shaft thingy. So now I have miles, I think, or at least a few hundred blocks of just, you know, this. So yeah. So I'm thinking like, wait here. Oh, I got some copper or whatever. Yeah, so I went into this like mine shaft thingy in the last video. Diamond! Let's go! Oh my god. Yeah, this is a very eventful one. And also I found some redstone now. More diamond? Whoa. Oh my god. Yeah, so this is kind of like just going in here and extracting a lot of materials, obviously. As you know, I got some diamond here. I guess like there's probably a lot more in this mine shaft that I didn't see or look at. Now it's time to find the extraction point. I might have actually explored this one time mine shaft. Hold on. Yeah, I basically explored all of it. I think this is like the exit right here. Yeah. Yeah, maybe there was some stuff that I didn't see. Yeah, definitely. Yes, this is a good, like, this is some good cave in here. Because I'm finding a lot of stuff, which is good. I want to have a lot of materials. Okay, I guess that just goes down to there. Okay, that also goes just down to a dead end. I don't have any type of sword, but I can go beside it. Bro, how much iron is down here? All done. Wait, tacos on there. Now it's time to find a way out of here. And I don't know well. Wait, hold on. Looks like this one is staircase here. That leads up to nowhere. Anyway, put that torch there. That torch there. Let that fall. Oh, I don't know what the escape is. Well. I think I found some more diamond down here. Yeah, diamond and redstone. Okay, now it's time to find a way out of here. Or at least try to. But why do I keep finding diamond? I'm happy that I keep finding diamond, but my inventory's almost full. I only have a stack of I only have one stack of torches left. Now I have a little wolfy stack from that. Well, I got some more. As you can see, I got some more torches. That's the way to get out of here. Because guess what? I got a lot of stuff. Yeah, well, I might have found the entrance. because I know that there isn't that. I know that there are all think that stuff. Oh, that isn't the entrance, but I know that there's all that stuff up though, up at the entrance that I was at. So I might need to mine myself out of here. I think. Going up. Mining up. this is some water. Yo, I found. Yo, this is under the ice though. Okay, under ice. So, let's look at the sides here, because usually at the sides, yeah, right here. Yeah. Where am I? Gooseberry. Hello. Are we serious now? It might be over here. I found my old base. My old base is over there. Look. And that's the base I didn't want to go back to. I didn't want to go back to that base. I want to go back to my new base. Better. It's a way better base. But I think it's on the other side. Like over here somewhere. Anyway, at least I escaped. But I need to try to find my new base, which I think I found it. Yeah, found it. I don't even know how so I found my old base. So I could technically build like a road to my old base, which would make a ton of sense. Just build a road to my old base, so like have those two bases, like one base from rough to rough. But I really just want to go uphill and go to bed anyhow, and you know, actually like look through all the stuff that I got, since I got like tons of crap here. So yeah. So where's the cobblestone? Right here. Got a ton of cobblestone and random crap here. So I need to look through all the random crap first. Take all the random crap out. And oh, those are locked down. Those are random crap out. That's also wood, kind of. I don't have that. I don't have a chest. So put that on. And put that on. And get that. So now I have those two. Anyway, let's start up the road that I'm building. So it was that way. Okay.
little snacky treat
Oh, okay.
for you.
Thanks. Minecraft.
I see that. All right, I'm going to get those clothes out of the dryer and go back out working in the yard.
Well, here's my old base. Now I'm having trouble finding my new base. That leads to the explosion. Anyways, I am going to go to the bathroom, so yeah. Oh. So I might go down into that mine shaft again for more diamond, or I might just like go down there, go down to one of the ends of the mine shaft and just start. I forgot what it's called, but I'll just mine in a straight line. I forgot what that's called though. Strip mining. Strip mining. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of this huge video, and bye.
Hey, sorry, I'm gonna be late. Now, right now, there is a flight simulator going viral on TikTok. Let's take a
this
look.
flight sim, flying the plane is only half the job. The other half is keeping it from falling apart mid-air by physically maintaining every part yourself. You play as a pilot taking on delivery jobs across a 360,000 square kilometer flooded landscape, flying between isolated communities that only seaplanes such as yours can serve.
But you know what? You've already got me hooked up. Everybody guessed. A lot of people told me to play the new flight simulator Lake Hopper, which looked a little bit like Roblox.
Like, there's Roblox.
Now, this flight simulator is coming out on the 30th of March, so quite soon, but right now there's already a playtest that you can play right now. This is made by a solo developer, and maybe by ChatGPT a little bit as well. So let's take a look at the TikTok flight simulator Lake Hopper and see how good it is. Maybe I have an advantage of playing this game as a proper professional pilot. Welcome to the Lake Hopper playtest. Thanks for trying out the Lake Hopper. Yeah, alright, let's go ahead and just press fly. Okay, so this is our airplane, which looks like it's sort of inspired by the Gwedok amphibious planes. So let's go ahead and just start game. Choose game mode, default start or quick start. Let's go ahead and do default start, and it was really interesting. Plane fully disassembles, requires full build before ready to fly. Okay, so this is also a plane mechanics simulator. Alright, so we are in the game, and this is sort of like a cargo simulator right here. We've got goods right here. Very colorful
colorful delivery boxes, that is for sure. And let's walk over to our airplane as well. Now here we've got a fuel station, but this is hydrogen. Okay, so this airplane is hydrogen powered. Liquid hydrogen fuel indeed. Alright, that's interesting. So what do we got here? I guess airplane parts or airplane replacement stuff? What in the world is any of this? Oh my goodness, what is that? Heat exchanger coil. Look at the instrument panel. So wait, hold on. We can go inside of the plane, I guess, and yes indeed, it doesn't have anything. It's just a basic shell. And I guess that's interesting. We have to build it ourselves. So let me go ahead and pick up this instrument right here, and I guess we have to drop it in the airplane. And I guess that's interesting. So right here. Alright, there we go. It only has a single yoke though. That is interesting. What am I supposed to do with all these battery units right here? Put them in this tray? Okay. Alright. I don't think there's any tutorial for any of this, so I guess we're gonna have to like kind of freestyle it. So this is the battery control unit. I don't know what a superconducting coil is, but it fits in here. Okay. I have to say, it makes it very easy that we have these hitboxes right here. So it makes it easy to find out how to do stuff. So this is, I guess, for connecting the batteries together. Those are very big batteries for such a small plane. Oh, and I see. The superconducting coils go into, I guess, what is the engine? I have no idea. It's the water noise in the background. It is a little bit, a lot of noise. Okay, so what is this? I don't know. Ah, I see. This is for the main LH2 tank. Okay, good. Yeah, that's kind of cool, though. Fuel cell housing. We have to connect all these different parts. Housing cap. Okay. Is this an IKEA airplane? Why do I have to build this? Okay, well, this goes here. Oh, wow. Which is the pickup leak detector. Okay, no problem. Okay, this is the relieve valve in case of overpressure. Okay, good. And now the heat exchanger. This is very important, because this is what the hydrogen works with. Oh, I've just broken it. Now, the drop level sensor, whatever the hell that does. Anyway, this goes into the engine. That hasn't worked. Okay, why does it break? Oh, maybe there's an issue that I haven't screwed. Oh, that's the lighter. Haven't screwed any. This is how you use the wrench. And you gotta wrench in every part. That's incredibly annoying, actually, but hey, that's just what we gotta work with. Now, this is just a bunch of mess. Okay, so wrench all those parts in so it doesn't actually break all the time. That would be actually quite amazing. Yes, I wish wrenching in real life was this easy. Perfect. Perfect. Same here now with this. Look at this. Finally, things don't break apart all the time. Okay, now the wrench. Yes! Look at this. This is constructing with Swiss. Okay, let's pick up this. Yes, and as you can see, this has worked without any problem. Now, this comes in as well. Beautiful. Same for the other power plant. So I see, this is an electronic airplane. So this is, I guess, magnets. Not much. Nah, that makes sense. Okay, so perfect. Yep, I think I will need. Is this the right one? And I think we can maybe even try already getting these parts actually assembled to the airplane itself. Uh-oh. Yeah, let's wrench it down. So I'm gonna pick it up and see if I can just attach it to the airplane. Maybe, because yes, it's true, it doesn't have engines yet. And yes! Look at this, our engine is attached. That's actually pretty cool. And now we can use our wrench to wrench it down with a few, actually with one bolt. Oh wow, this one bolt that holds the entire engine to the airplane. This is actually really cool. This is the tank, ladies and gentlemen. So I can open this hatch right here where I can perhaps, no. Let's just leave it here, not that later. Uh-oh. Oh my god, I dropped it into the sea. Now that's bad. Okay, let's pick it up again. Come on! Oh, and I see. This battery pack right here goes here. I'm just concerned that there's one part missing. I don't know. Oh, and by the way, here is where you assemble the. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. So yeah, the reference book is actually really, really cool. So this is quite an in-depth game, and yes, we have messed up a lot. Anyway, let's go ahead and just quickly start the quick start, though, which basically gives it the plane almost fully assembled. This right here is the tank pack, which goes right here. Wow. Okay, perfect. Let's close that. Let's assemble one engine like that. Oh, boom. Wrench all these parts. Attach. Maybe let's leave one screw missing. What if we don't attach the screw of the single screw that holds the engine to the plane? Although it might be a good idea to wrench the actual fuel tank.
Hi, Dorothy. Hi.
Okay, here, I don't know, does this plane already fly? Let's close the door and just get inside and see if it turns on. Actually, you know what, I have this part missing from the engine. Let's go ahead and attach this so the motor actually works. Let's go ahead and just pick up some posts right here, some stuff. There we go.
Imagine if Fresh Sheet Day could become Fresh Sheet Week. With Downy April Fresh, you can climb into more freshness. Night after night for up to 7 days. Downy breathes life into your laundry. With the Delectables Lickable Spoon Treats, anytime is a good time. For a little spoonful of love. Delectables Lickable Spoon. Deliciously delectable Delectables.
I love my curls, but all the curly rules,
The only 12-step curl routine.
not so much. That's why Aussie made Ultra Wonder. Curl care that combines treatments and stylers into magical multitaskers. Fewer products, less steps, incredible curls. Aussie Ultra Wonder.
Chevy Silverado, an available Super Cruise.
Amica Insurance is proudly customer owned. We know what keeps you going.
Come on, get rid. I dropped all your stuff. Sorry. Now, how do you turn on a plane that's hydrogen powered? I think we have to first of all turn on the main batteries. It doesn't work from the cockpit. We have to also open the tank cutoff. That makes a lot of sense. I think it's different here. That's not necessarily. No, we don't have hydrogen in here. We have to fuel the plane. God damn it. Okay, let's put it in here. I think that might work. Where does the fuel line even go? That wall is very thin. Start! Oh my god, here is the overhead panel. Of course, this is where we do stuff. Okay, so battery master on, yes. Charge on. Fuel, yes. Open that. And we see stuff coming. We can see stuff coming. Electric master. And boost mode on. There we go. On. Okay, left master and right master on. Engine start 1 and engine.
Oh, Dorothy, why are you sweating?
We are now stranded on this island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Our only way off this island is to build a sailboat and then set sail over miles of open ocean to that other island. Why? Because they like what we suffer. Let's kick this thing off.
Let's do it. What are we looking for?
Things to build a sailboat.
Wait, have you guys sailed before?
No. But I do know we need a camp.
Yeah, I'm sweating already.
I think this would make a good spot for camp.
Let's do it.
You guys can't see that because it's a 3D animation, but that's what we have to build.
That's impossible.
I mean, if we don't build that, we're just stuck.
I think you've actually gone crazy.
Before we start construction on the sailboat, we need to gather supplies and start building a shelter, so this island doesn't kill us before we can escape. The reason why we're doing this challenge is I've always wondered, if me and my friends were stranded on an island, would we be able to escape?
Yeah, every young man wonders that.
And so we're not stuck on this island as old men. The fort's coming along very well. We unloaded the crate, which has a small amount of survival essentials. This water might seem like a lot, but it's gotta last us until we build a sailboat. And I genuinely don't know how long that's gonna take us. Because in reality, we're just a bunch of YouTubers trying to build a shelter out of nothing. Ideally, it sits higher. Chandler, I have an idea.
All right, let's go.
Okay. I got it. Whoa! All right, Chandler, how's the knot going?
Don't kill me.
All right, it's done. Give me that. How do I put him down? Squat. We're struggling to build a camp. Imagine when we get to the sailboat.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
This might last a while.
Oh,
sweet.
Yeah, this is gonna last a while. But this was only the beginning. Little did we know, this challenge will push us far past our breaking point, testing our will to survive as a group.
Starting to get elevated. We gotta paddle.
Wait. The sun was setting fast, so we very safely lit a fire, Oh, drop it. And then made a game plan. Nolan, have you built a sailboat? No. Chandler, have you? No. I haven't either. That is why Hayes is here, because in a previous video, he kind of built one. And tomorrow, we begin building this sailboat.
Let's do it!
I have no idea how we're going to do this, but we're stuck. What do we do?
First day, we built a shelter, took a tree fort. I'm looking forward to sailing with a bunch of guys who've never sailed before.
Since Hayes is the only one that knows what he's doing, on the morning of day 2, he was the only one working on the boat.
Hey, what are you doing, bro? I'm trying to get out of here.
Everybody just creased their eyes open, and you're out here building. What are you doing?
This is our little miniature. We got 2 poles, but then on top of that, we have cross beams. Then right here is our mast.
Where's the sail? Nolan, we need your shirt.
Why my shirt? I don't need all of your shirt.
Whoa!
Dude, I'll just give it to you.
Okay. Let's see if it floats! It floats! We now have a working prototype, but we need something 40 times bigger, can hold 8,000 pounds, and take us all the way to that island. And we're stuck here until we do that.
Well, we better get on it.
First, we need to gather materials. You know what makes for a great sailboat? Bamboo. Bamboo is very light, which makes it buoyant. This is big if we can find enough of these. But all the bamboo is deep inside this jungle, and I have no idea what dangers are lurking inside. Hayes called an emergency meeting. What's up?
Okay, so before we go into the jungle, things you gotta look out for. The fatal wall snake, the yellow eyelash viper, and the wandering banana spider. You serious?
We'll be fine. Let's go give some bamboo.
Dude, there's like ants in my shirt.
What would happen if I poked this beehive?
Don't do that.
I was joking. I would never do that.
Everything is trying to kill us here, I swear.
What is that?
Dude, a bird.
Dude, there's like crates that we can put stuff in?
Dude, that's gonna be useful for something, right?
I hope.
We're gonna have to take our time getting back.
Boys, you got a lot!
This is great. Any container, if it's sealed, it's like more than gold.
Large ships pass through here and dump trash into the ocean that washes onto this island. Trash that we can repurpose. We can use it to build a sailboat.
Yeah, we're cleaning the beaches up and escaping.
There might be some washed up stuff over there.
We need to scour this entire island. These things gotta be perfect.
Oh, is that what I think it is? I found another one of these blue containers, but it's been completely smashed open. That sucks. Hey, Jimmy! Check this out. Bro, we gotta check if it floats.
Does it float?
It floats!
Okay, that's big.
Yo! There's another blue container. This one looks intact. I can't believe it. I'm about ready to pass out a heat stroke, but it makes it all worth it.
We now have enough materials to start building the sailboat. But with the heat, we didn't have the energy to start construction today.
I'm starting to feel like we didn't accomplish much today.
I know the guy with a fish on his head ain't saying that.
Take that back, son hat.
Whoa. That crossed the line. Sailboat on 3. 1, 2, 3. Sailboat!
Day 2, everyone's exhausted. Jimmy, are you happy with how much we got accomplished today?
At this rate, it's gonna take a month.
Get some rest, boys. In the morning, we got a sailboat to build. Oh my god.
Ooh, Nolan just woke up to a spider in his bed.
It's right there. Ow, that's a big one.
That's the bad one.
Nolan, get it. It's coming towards me. What do you want me to do? Oh my god. Maybe you kill it.
Ow, you're just fucking everywhere. All right, we handled it. Can you go back to bed and stop seeking attention?
I don't know if I can sleep.
Good night.
It's still hunting somewhere.
The next morning, we didn't feel like melting in the sun like we did yesterday. So we decided to move our work area to the shade a ways up the beach. Words cannot describe how hot it gets on this island. We need to relocate to where there's shade so we can actually build all day instead of just a couple hours a day. And on our way to the new spot, gold mine, Chandler found a 3rd barrel, making it more likely our sailboat will actually float. The boys are tired from scavenging, but we finally have enough gravel and wood to actually build a good sailboat.
Let's build this thing.
Let's build it. Let's do it.
Get out of here. As soon as possible, please.
I know this doesn't look like much, but this pile of sticks and trash will somehow become a sailboat. It's just going to take a lot of work.
I'm tired. Give me that. Darius, you gotta do something.
Oh, Chandler's filming now.
I'll film you if you want me.
Chandler,
I'm taking a break.
Did you just sub in our cameraman?
Here, go help them.
Oh my god. Darius, I guess you're helping. Alright. I hope you know how to build a boat. Because we don't. With Darius promoted to sailboat duty, and Chandler behind the camera, the raft was finally coming together. But if just one of these knots is loose when we get hit by a wave, we will sink in the middle of the ocean. It's time to build the poop deck.
Poop deck?
Is that what they call it on ships?
I don't know.
Why do they call it a poop deck?
Where you go poop?
To be clear, nobody's allowed to go poop while we sail. This bamboo right here is our ship deck. It's actually starting to look like a sailboat now.
Yeah, it's coming together.
Oh, man. Look at that. Let's go. We can start tying.
We come into this world with our eyes closed. And most of us choose to live our whole lives that way. We blindly follow anyone who will lead us, giving ourselves over to anything that provides us with a sense of purpose. For me, it was the Marines. I had enlisted 6 months ago with my best friend, Will. Now we're half a world away, being deployed into South Korea. We were brothers in arms. No matter how bad it got, I could always count on him to keep me in line.
Jiro Mitchell. Can't be all that.
It's just finally starting to sink in.
That's what we signed up for.
The old man was a leatherneck, so I didn't really have much of a choice.
Yeah? I joined up because of the old man, too. More just to get away from him.
You can't get much further away than this.
All right. Listen up. We have our orders. Inserting an LZ Epsilon. Down and dirty just like we taught you. Everybody know what's going on? Everybody know they're going. Hoorah! Everybody ready? Hoorah! Let's do this. Mitchell, eyes, lead out.
Let's get it done.
North Korea was invading Seoul. We had to push them back. This wasn't just a mission. It was an initiation.
Dorothy.
Badger 01, 95.
All HOTS, set to engage. Gravity drop on the grid 3159er. Repeat, 3159er. Cross-checked and verified.
Everybody hold tight. Here we go.
Selecting training.
Hi, Dorothy.
Hey! See you on the other side. Hey, man! I'm seeing heavy enemy fire on our drop pad!
Copy that, Badger 01, adjusting your trajectory.
Hold on! Mitchell, close the blast shield! Come on, Mitchell! Now! Mitchell, now! Resetting drop point! Brace yourself!
Hi, Dorothy.
You're still in one piece. Mitchell, hit the door. Okay, we need to get our feet on the ground and link up with Demo Team 1.
Yes, sir.
Got a sheer drop on this. Sheer spot over here. We'll have to jump down. Everyone get your boosters ready. Remember, short burst to control your fall. Someone get on that turret! Keep those drones up! Need to buy time for the EMP to charge up! Keep those drones! The EMP's at 50%! EMP's charged! Fired off! Good work, soldier. Go, go! We need to push through this hotel.
Hi, Dolphin.
Havoc launcher, dead ahead. That's our target. We need to find our killer. All three are knocking out major roads. Secure that shit. We're gonna have to get around this sinkhole. We'll go team 1. We're gonna have to get around this sinkhole to get to the commercials. We'll go team 1. ID yourselves. Atlas PMC Rescue Force.
Hi, Toshi.
Transporting the principal. How's the one the south side? It's a fucking mess. The road's taking the east tunnel. Copy that. Look, let's move. On me.
Alex. Well, isn't that your dad's company?
Yup.
They got the best gear, best pay. We're coming in.
Mitchell, over here. There's the heavy butcher. Demo team should be nearby. Over there! Shit. The KIA. Okay. Okay. I see their explosive packs. We'll still do this.
Sir, we aren't a demolitions team.
No, we're not. We're waiting for another demo team and that launcher's gonna be in position.
I'll get the charges, sir. Just give me cover.
You sure will?
Yeah, I can leave.
Okay. Mitchell, go with irons. We'll cover your movement. Let's do it! Time charge. Grab it. Well, that launcher is heavily armored. We're gonna have to find an access panel and plant the charges inside. Copy that, sir. Mitchell, on me! Well, that launcher is heavily armored. We're gonna have to find an access panel and plant the charges inside. Copy that, sir. Mitchell, on me! Defender 2-3, coming in. 2-3, switching target. Mitchell, over here. You're in charge. Time to check. Give me. Ah! Oh, shit. Damn, I think my arm's broken. Pull. Shit. Don't worry about that timer. One more time. Pull. Lift it off. Gotta go now. Mitchell, we're out of time. You gotta jump now. It's okay. I'll see you on the other side. Mitchell! Mitchell! Hey, Fred! Magical is down and immediate medevac! Hold on. Stay with me. Let us go right here. We're gonna get you home, man. ETA on the chopper's at least half an hour, Captain Price.
No good. The course is for 10 minutes by then. Every ultra-nationalist psych in Zuckerhead's pockets about to show up on the doorstep. Come to claim for us.
We've got to get to the landing zone! Roger that, we're coming in hot. Roger, stand by for airstrike. Bravo 6, be advised. We're going to come in low from the south across the river. Recommend you call Alaska LD Foxtrot at the base of the hill. Out. Copy 2-7. Everyone, head to the landing zone. It's our last chance. Move. Roger that. We're going in hot. Target confirmed. Stand by for airstrike. Dust off. Target confirmed. Stand by for airstrike. Target vehicle fuel. Get to the bottom of the hill! Move! Move! Roger, stand by for airstrike.
Whoa.
Roger that, we're coming in hot. We got 2 minutes, over. Copy that. We're on our way. We're gonna break through that line to reach the other side. Keep pushing downhill. Let's go, let's go. Come on, let's get down the hill. Target confirmed. Stand by for airstrike. Roger, stand by for airstrike. 90 seconds to dust off. Roger that, we're coming in hot. Roger, stand by for airstrike. Roger that, we're coming in hot. Target confirmed. Stand by for airstrike. Bravo 6, be advised, we are almost there, but we're slow on fuel. You guys have 30 minutes before we have to leave without you. We're gonna get FBI! I'm gonna get to the landing zone! Roger, stand by for airstrike. Target confirmed. to dust off.
Blow, 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 blow.
Alright, we're all aboard! Go, go!
Okay, we're out of here. Base take this is Resident 27. Yara, Silver, out.
Well, we got that bastard. Still, he's not the one responsible for killing your Marines. Sorry, mate.
Imran Zakhaev, huh? That's a ghost. Intel says he's gone underground.
Well, I got a plan to find him.
I'm listening. Daddy's boy.
Zakhaev's son, commander of the ultra-nationalist forces in the field. Rotten apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The loyalist camera if it's got a location on the kid.
And the little punk will know how to find Zakhaev. Ain't it a bitch?
The best way in. The vehicle checkpoint is directly ahead. No bad, Kamarov. This'll do nicely. Vulture 1-6, we're in position. Bravo 6, this is Vulture 1-6. Radio jammers are active. You're clear to engage the guard station. Out. So, get on that dumpster and prepare to take out the guards in the tower on my mark. The rest of you follow me.
Hi, Toto.
Area secure.
Right, let's get this place sorted out. Change into enemy uniforms and douse the fires. Camera off. I need your men on the ground if the drivers start asking questions. Just keep them busy until we locate the chaos, son. We don't have much time, so get to it.
Man, you look like a clown in that outfit. Good thing you're up here, because you look nothing like a Russian.
Bravo 6, this is Vulture 1-6. We're tracking an enemy convoy headed your way. I count 6 vehicles in the convoy, over.
Roger that. Nobody fires a shot until
Hi, Dulcie. Hi, Dulcie.
Be advised, this area is crawling with hostile forces. Over.
So, friendly 6 o'clock.
Check your fire. We're gonna take the sky line. Multiple hostiles on the other side of that iron fence. 2 hostiles coming up on your right flank. I got movement on the rooftops. Hostiles on the second floor to your right.
Did you see that, Dulcie? Whoa! Oh, I shot him, Dulcie. I shot him. I shot him. I shot him.
Hostiles on the second floor to your right. out. Hostiles on the second floor to your right.
Did I shoot him, Goofy?
Hostiles on the second floor to your right. There you go. I got moving over the house. You better hurry. The target is getting away. One guy behind the overturned dumpster.
Enemy by the dumpster, copy!
Enemies coming your way. Alley on your left side. Two tangos. Watch for the green car around the corner. You're gonna lose him. Go, go. Yeah, I'll push him. Hostile moving across the parking lot towards the 5-story building.
Ultra 1-6, we are taking heavy fire from a central position on the 5th floor.
Roger that. First one's free. Stand by. Across the parking lot towards the 5-story building.
Ultra 1-6, we are taking heavy fire from a fortified position on the 5th floor.
Roger that. First one's free. Stand by. Okay, all targets neutralized. You're good to go. Bravo team, have a visual on the target, over. Affirmative. Target spotted entering 5-story building. Target is on the move in the northeast part of the building, second floor. Across the parking lot towards the 5-story building.
Ultra 1-6, we are taking heavy fire from a fortified position on the 5th floor.
Roger that. First one's free. Stand by. Okay, all targets neutralized. You're good to go. Identify the unit. Target is on the move in the northeast part of the building, second floor.
How much armor does that guy have? Yeah, you saw that, Dorothy? That guy has too much armor. Too much. Finally got him down. Look. Why did they come out of there? Okay.
Target on your left, one floor above. There's a staircase in the north corner. Target is moved deeper into the building. Hold on, I got these guys. Okay, all targets neutralized. You're good to go. I have movement on the roof. Stand by. Yeah, positive ID. Target is on the roof. He's all yours.
No, we can't risk it. Hold the fire. Take his weapon and restrain him. Drop it! You got nowhere to run! Drop it now! No!
You shot that?
Shit, kid's got some issues. Let's play, this is Bravo 6. Zakayo's son is dead. We're coming home.
His son was our only lead, sir.
Forget it. I know the man. He won't let this go unanswered. Let's go.
Our so-called leaders prostituted us to the West, destroyed our culture, our economy, our honor. Our blood has been spilled on our soil. My blood on their hands. They are the invaders. All US British forces will leave Russia immediately or suffer the consequences.
want to send them. Rest in peace, my granny. You got hit by a bazooka.
Let's unpack my unhealthy obsession with Easter. Go big basket or go home. This
valuable and required tool to
Now, recently I saw this interesting picture, a wing that belongs to a 747, and something is not quite right. See, normally there are supposed to be 2 engines on the wing, and there's one missing. Everybody, today, let's talk about the fact that 747 really only needs 3 engines to fly legally. You know, it's funny because a year ago we talked about the 747 that can fly with 5 engines. And yes, everybody, for airlines, one very bad thing that can happen is an engine failure. Because even after a safe landing, the airplane will be stranded somewhere at a random airport in Honolulu, where they sometimes might not even have their replacement engine in storage. Oftentimes, in fact. So as an airline, you have to go out of your way to somehow transport that missing engine to the airport, or somehow try to find a way to bring the broken airplane to a nearby maintenance center. Now, if you're on like an A350 and you're at Honolulu Airport and you miss one engine, then you're in a bit of trouble. You'd have to somehow find a way to transport that huge engine to over there. But once again, on a 747, not really an issue. Now, you may know the very ancient Kalita Airlines, a cargo airline which has been operating since the 1960s. They're very much known for their American International Airways 747. Something as weird though is, of course, that this is a cargo-only airline, but they have passenger windows. But it turns out that after this 747 132 flew for Delta Airlines from 1971 to 1977, it was converting to a ferry. Practically, they got rid of all the seats to be able to keep cargo in there, while interestingly maintaining the windows, of course. And this is what the plane would look like. They occasionally did that. Anyway, the very 747 that we see in this picture was a very unlucky one because it had to fly with 3 hanging engines twice over the course of 20 years. Everybody gets. Now in this picture, it's 1997, and this very situation that we're talking about happened. A crack was found in an engine mount, and there were no spares to repair this engine mount properly. What they did, because they knew the engine would essentially probably fall off, is just remove the entire engine number 3 and decided to fly on 3 engines. Now we're in Honolulu. We're quite far away from U.S. mainland, and it was super surprising which route they take, because they flew all the way from Hawaii to Michigan on this airplane. A flight that would normally take 8 hours. Now, I don't even dare to do this whole route, but I just want to find out how does the plane fly. I mean, we've completely simulated this now. Let's take a look. All right, so let's turn on this airplane now. And on the 747 is not really known as a simple airplane. That's all I know when you want to do it. Turn on the EPU. That's at least an engine that still is attached. It works. Okay, we can see that spool up, and we can definitely hear that spool up as well. No trouble. Let's turn on the EPU generator. This is a very risky airplane for the X-Wing flight. Let's see, bleed air and boost pumps here. So we can just start these engines up, to be honest. Well, 3 of them anyway. These engines are ready to start, so all is fine. Look at this. Something is turning on. And engine number 2 is being started. Wonderful. Okay, doesn't really show here. Let's go and get some fuel in there. Yes, look at that. Okay, let's turn on engine number 1. Great. Got it, I'll hold it. Engine stabilized. Let's have an accident. Anyway, look at that. Great. So let's put this fuel under pull. Let's turn on engine number 4 here. Okay, starting engine 4 is fine. Look at that. Wonderful. You can see engine 2 coming up. Now we don't even have to bother starting engine number 3. Right? But I think it's loud. I think the engineering of this interests me. I mean, of course, they have to like somehow stuff the fuel line so there isn't any fuel leaking. That would be very awkward, wouldn't it? Alright, let's go ahead and get the 4th engine started. That's all we got. That's all we need to fly, apparently. So let's go ahead and start a little bit. I got a little bit of taxi test. And let's use the generators. Now that one. That's really work. Sort of did not really provide more power. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and reverse now out of this parking spot. See how that would work. Yes. How does our thrust symmetry work? Oh, we've got quite a lot of thrust asymmetry. Oh, we have to kind of steer against that a little bit. Right, but after all, talking about performance in itself, we don't really struggle too much. After all, this is a ferry flight. We only have a broken engine on board an airplane. Other than that, there's nothing on board an airplane. This is an empty cargo plane, so performance not that much of an issue, but I wonder how aerodynamics will turn out. Of course, I've simulated this. We've got a proper big engine missing. So there's not only asymmetrical thrust we have, but also asymmetrical airflow we got. This makes this flight...
Want to save $1,000? Switch to Spectrum and guarantee